Welcome back to Thinking Caps, and today I want to talk to brands and retailers. If you are in the retail space at all, you need to know the challenges ahead of you. You probably already know what challenges you have in place, but there's a great new article in Retail Dive and then an amazing Forrester report that we're going to quote. Let's dig into it now. Rich, we deal a lot with retailers and brands that are in the retail space.
We do.
And today I want to talk about the challenges that brands and retailers have in keeping up with consumers specifically. So there was a great article, if you didn't see it today, in the Retail Dive on February 10th, 2021. It's titled, Few Brands Can Anticipate and Act on Consumer Needs. And
Interesting.
we know real time, right? Consumer need, be where the consumer is, right? So I want to share a little bit about this. In here, there's a reference for a new Forrester report titled Anticipatory Experiences, The Challenges. So the idea is that brands and retailers have the ability to pivot to customers' needs in real time, get to the customer when they are ready for you, where they are. Those brands and retailers will win, right? We know that works. So, but it takes a lot of energy, right? It takes people, it takes knowledge, it takes technology and data, and lots of data for you as the retailer or the brand to be able to reach those people.
Does the report give us any kind of feedback from retailers that are facing these challenges?
Of course. It's got some great stuff. In fact, I'll kick off a stat right here. Only 9% of the brands that were quoted in this report are updating their customer data in real time.
Ouch.
Now, Rich, how do you meet the customer where they are if you're not getting your data in real time, right?
Slowly.
And that's what it says. The report goes in. It says most of you watching are probably manually or batching your data into your CDP, into your environment to act, and that moment has passed. Right? I mean, we always have examples of that where somebody's ready for your product, but you hit them 2 days later, or you hit them with the wrong information, et cetera. So the problem for in-the-moment opportunities is delivering the right content and offers where the customer is. By the way, your competitors will definitely overtake you if you're not operating at what I call the speed of consumer, right? They're in control. They're always wanting more from you. So you need that. We know this is true. If you can't tackle this problem and you think you're going to fix this later down the road, you are nuts. Your competitors are going to figure this out and your brand will lose. And frankly, if you're the brand marketer I'll deal with that in 2022.
Oops.
Yeah, I think you're going to be out of a job soon.
Yeah, I mean, there's challenges, right? I mean, so the question is, how do we help customers do that?
Yeah, exactly. So let's say that you can update your data in real time, right? Does everyone in the organization have access to that real time data, right?
What's the fidelity of that data?
The fidelity, right? Single source of truth. And are you looking at data that's slightly different? Well, we've had this problem at CHEETAH Digital a little bit, air the dirty laundry. It's difficult. Does marketing, does sales, does everybody have the right fidelity of the data? So that's important. I also have another slide I want to show you here. Firms that have too many silos and groups within the company and don't use automation, they have separate versions of the events and profiles, like I mentioned.
Yeah, so no single source of the truth. That is additional complexity.
It's a total train wreck. So we at CHEETAH Digital, as you know, and if you've watched any of our podcasts or been to our website, that's what we do. We help you get all of the data you need, real-time data, batch data from unlimited amount of sources, POS, weather data, et cetera. Put it into one place so that you can see it and analyze it, and then activate it across all channels from all teams. So I'm going to stop talking about that. You can read more about that at cheetahdigital.com.
But what kinds of data are needed? What should be marketers looking to collect?
Yeah, that's a good question. Look, you and I have talked about this for years. Zero-party data. If you don't understand zero-party data, now is the time to get educated on it. You need explicitly declared data and the rights to get real-time data, preferences, psychographic data from your consumers, along with your first party, right? Third party is not going to be meaningful to you very soon.
Well, it's increasingly more difficult to snoop on consumers and to try and stitch together data from visits across apps and websites. Yeah. So that means the onus is on first party data, right?
It totally is first and zero party. And like you just said, all competitor brands of yours have the ability to get the same snooping tracking data as you. So it's like you're playing on the same ball field. Now it's just a matter of energy, power, and resources. Are you going to throw more dollars and be a challenger brand? So, but we know, and here's a slide, and here's a quote in here from Retail Dive on the Forrester report. Don't snoop. Basically, collecting data in a way that doesn't make consumers wary of giving away their personal information are among the challenges that brands face. You know this if you're listening and watching this. Attempting to collect data at a hasty pace will make consumers wary, which means brands must pursue a paced approach to build trust with their customers. And that's what they're reporting.
Amen. Amen.
You just talked about this in another podcast that we did this week on this exact example. So what do you do about this, right? What do you do? What would you do if you were a brand marketer right now that didn't have real-time data, didn't have the right data, et cetera? Like, what's the first thing that you would do in your organization?
First thing I do, take a look at my MarTech and try and actually have a strategy for pulling all of those data interactions into one place so that I can do my segmentation, my analytics, but use machine learning and decisioning to help make sense of the complexity of all those first and zero-party data inputs across web, mobile, email, point of sale, et cetera, et cetera.
No, that's great. Kick the tires on your MarTech stack, right? Are your things siloed? Do you have silos? Does everybody have single source of truth and fidelity behind that data? Also, are you updating in real time? Does your MarTech actually be able to ingest this? We know a lot of cloud solutions are raining on your marketing parade because they went and acquired different systems and they're stitching them together with APIs and nothing can happen natively or in real time. So you're not going to succeed as a marketer if you continue down that.
If the data isn't actionable, what's the value of it?
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we do at Cheetah Digital. That's why I thought this article was very timely. I know it's relevant to our clients. We have a lot of clients that have been in this position and they've gotten ahead of it. I mean, we're talking about Vans, we're talking about Salling Group, $13 billion grocer, leading the market, biggest market share in Denmark, more to name. You can check all that out at CHEETAHdigital.com. But if you don't know where to start, if you don't know where to assess, if you don't own the MarTech stack, we have an amazing self-assessment tool that I'm going to show you about. But first, I'm going to tell you, we have a paper you can download. Do you know the title of it?
No, what is it?
It's called Connecting the Retail Dots. And inside, this is a free download on our website right now. We've already written this before this article and this report from Forrester came out. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if those guys read our stuff because it's spot on to what we published earlier.
We'll have to get the Cheetah Digital citations group on them.
No, but it's great. Great minds think alike. We all are talking to prospects and clients that have these problems. That's why publishers are writing about it. It's why analysts like Forrester and Gartner are creating reports for you. And it's why we also want to be a resource. So Connecting the Retail Dots, you can download it. We explain zero-party data if you're not sure what that is. We explain how to get zero-party data. We also go into loyalty. We have some stats and facts on why loyalty is something you should absolutely be putting energy into in 2021 here. We know, give me a stat or a thought on loyalty.
We know that from various different pieces of research that are available on CheetahDigital.com that marketers are going to be spending more time getting more revenue from existing customers this year than they did in 2020. How do you do that? Loyalty is the framework for that value exchange between you and the consumer to drive up your customer lifetime value. So reinvent your loyalty programs.
I'll give you two stats on that are in this report. It's loaded with a report with stats, facts, and more rubber meets the road tactician. But 95%, you can increase your retention. If you can increase your retention by 5%, you can increase profits by 95% in loyalty. That's crazy to me.
Boom.
So, and then lastly, a great, like I said, the self-assessment checklist. You can go into that report. There's a bunch of things. Even if you don't own, if you want to be the agent of change, but you need to work with other departments to figure out, is your MarTech stack doing what it needs to do in today's day and age? There's a great assessment you can share with your teams. You can go through that. You can download all of that at CheetahDigital.com/ebooks and look at Connecting the Retail Dots. There's tons of other things in there. So that's what I had for today.
That's great. And there is much more if you're a retailer coming from Cheetah Digital over the next couple of months. So stay tuned.
See you soon. Thanks for watching.